Yang and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, July 9th, suggest that Genoa City is about to enter another explosive chapter, where desperation, family loyalty, and dangerous ambition collide at the worst possible moment. The Abbott family crisis is no longer just about Jack Abbott lying in a hospital bed or Diane Abbott fighting to clear her name. It has become a much larger battle over truth, survival, and how far someone will go when the person they love is being targeted from every direction. Kyle Abbott, pushed beyond his breaking point, appears ready to take matters into his own hands as Patty Williams' terrifying plan continues to spiral. Meanwhile, Jill Abbott may have one last opportunity to repair the damage between herself and Billy Abbott before she leaves Genoa City, but the wounds between mother and son run deep. And old betrayals do not disappear simply because time is running out. Elsewhere, Lily Winters receives a surprise that may shift her entire view of Kane Ashby, especially when his unexpected gesture involves Holden Novak and the possibility of bringing him into the Chancellor orbit. Thursday's episode could therefore become a turning point for several families at once. The Abbotts may face a life-or-death moment, Billy and Jill may reach a painful emotional crossroads, and Lily may find herself drawn back toward Kane just when she thought she had learned how to keep her heart protected. Kai Abbott's storyline is likely to carry the most urgent danger of the episode, because everything surrounding Jack's hospital room has become a ticking time bomb. Patty Williams has already created chaos by stabbing Jack in the abdomen and allegedly arranging the evidence in a way that makes Diane look guilty. That alone would be enough to destroy the Abbott family's peace, but Patty has not stopped there. Her latest move may be even more disturbing. The last time viewers saw her, she was wearing a nurse's uniform and preparing to inject an unknown substance into Jack's fore. That image changes the stakes completely. Jack is not merely a victim recovering from an attack anymore, he is now a living witness, and if he wakes up, he could expose the truth that Patty has been desperate to bury. Diane may be facing legal trouble, Christine Romalotti may see the evidence as damaging, and the GCPD may believe they have enough to hold Diane under suspicion. But Jack's voice could cut through all of it. One sentence from Jack could destroy Patty's entire frame-up. That is why Patty may now believe she has no choice but to silence him permanently. For Kyle, this is the worst possible nightmare. He is not just watching his father fight for his life. He is watching his family be torn apart by a plan so cruel that it feels almost impossible to comprehend. Diane has been arrested, Jack is unconscious, Patty may still be moving freely, and everyone seems one step behind the real danger. Kyle has already struggled with questions of loyalty when it comes to Diane. He knows his mother's past gives people reasons to doubt her, but he also knows that Diane's love for Jack has become something real, raw, and deeply personal. Seeing her accused of attacking Jack would force Kyle into an emotional position where he must decide whether to believe the evidence placed before him or trust the deeper truth he has seen in Diane's behavior. If Thursday's spoilers point to Kyle making a desperate move, then it may be because he finally realizes that waiting for the police to solve everything is no longer enough. Patty is not behaving like someone who is afraid of being caught. She is behaving like someone who is escalating. And when the threat is standing over Jack's bed with a syringe, Kyle cannot afford patience. Kyle taking control could unfold in several dramatic ways. He may begin by demanding tighter security around Jack's hospital room, refusing to allow anyone near his father unless he personally approves it. He may confront hospital staff, furious that someone could disguise herself as a nurse and get close to a vulnerable patient. He may push the GCPD to review security footage, badge access, medication records, and every person who entered Jack's room. But Kyle's desperation may also take him beyond official channels. If he suspects Patty, he may go looking for her himself. He could threaten her, corner her, or try to force a confession out of her before she has another chance to harm Jack. This would be dangerous because Patty is not stable, and any confrontation with her could backfire. She might cry, deny everything, pretend to be confused, or accuse Kyle of attacking an innocent woman. She may even try to manipulate Kyle by reminding him of her connection to Jack or by claiming that Diane is the real threat. But Kyle is not likely to be easily fooled if he has already sensed the truth. His fear for Jack could sharpen into something colder and more determined. He may not have hard proof yet, but he may know in his gut that Patty is the one who has turned his father's hospital room into a death trap. The most intense possibility is that Kyle arrives just in time to stop Patty from injecting Jack. This could create one of the episode's most suspenseful scenes. Imagine Kyle entering the room and noticing something wrong before he fully understands what he is seeing. A nurse standing too close to Jack, a syringe in her hand, her posture tense, her face turned away. For 1 second, Kyle may believe she is simply hospital staff. Then she turns, and he recognizes Patty. The shock would be instant, but Kyle may not have time to process it. Jack's life could depend on his reaction. He could shout, lunge forward, grab Patty's wrist, or knock the syringe away before the liquid enters Jack's fore. Patty might scream that she is trying to help, that Kyle does not understand, that Diane is the dangerous one, that Jack needs protection from everyone but her. Kyle, horrified, could demand to know what was in the syringe. Patty may refuse to answer, and that refusal alone would tell him everything. If Billy Abbott is on his way to the hospital, he could arrive in the middle of this chaos, turning the confrontation into an Abbott family eruption. Billy's grief and anger over Jack's condition would make him volatile, and seeing Patty near Jack with a needle could push him over the edge. Kyle may have to stop Billy from attacking her, even while Kyle himself is barely holding back. There is also a chance that a medical professional interrupts Patty before Kyle or Billy arrives. That would still create major fallout, because a nurse or doctor discovering Patty in disguise would immediately expose how close Jack came to another attack. The hospital would have to answer for the security breach, the police would be forced to reconsider Diane's case, and Christine would no longer be able to look at the evidence against Diane in the same way. Patty's presence in a nurse's uniform near Jack's fur would be more than suspicious. It would be a direct warning that the case has been manipulated. Even if Patty escapes the room before she is physically caught, the discovery of the syringe, the uniform, or tampered medication could create a new line of investigation. Michael Baldwin would certainly seize on that. He has already been working to defend Diane, and this development would give him a powerful argument. Diane is not the only person with motive, and the real attacker may have been actively trying to keep Jack from waking up. This is where Thursday's episode could create a major shift in Diane's legal situation. Christine Romalotti may have believed the evidence against Diane looked bad, and from a prosecutor's standpoint, it probably did. Diane's history makes her an easy suspect, and Patty's frame-up may have been carefully designed to exploit that. But if Patty is caught or nearly caught at Jack's bedside, Christine will have to face the possibility that the evidence was planted. That does not automatically clear Diane, but it does create reasonable doubt. It also raises a chilling question. If Patty went to such lengths to silence Jack, what exactly is she afraid he will say? The answer seems obvious, but the law needs proof. Kyle's desperate action may become the bridge between family instinct and legal evidence. He may not only save Jack's life, he may help expose the weakness in the case against Diane. The emotional impact on Kyle would be enormous. He has already been placed in an impossible position, torn between his father's condition and his mother's legal nightmare. If he stops Patty, he may feel a brief moment of relief, but that relief would quickly turn into rage. He would realize that Jack's life was in danger even after the first attack, and that the people who were supposed to protect him failed. He might blame the hospital, the police, Christine, Michael, Diane himself, or anyone else nearby, but beneath the anger would be fear. Kyle almost lost his father once, and then almost lost him again. That kind of trauma can change a person. It may make Kyle more protective, more suspicious, and more willing to cross lines. The Abbott family has always been strong, but this crisis could push Kyle into a darker, more aggressive phase. He may decide that being a good son means becoming ruthless enough to protect his father from people like Patty. While the danger around Jack escalates, Jill Abbott's storyline with Billy offers a different kind of drama, but one that is just as emotionally charged. Jill's visit to Genoa City appears to be nearing its end, which means her upcoming conversation with Billy may be her final chance to repair their fractured relationship before she leaves. That timing matters. Jill and Billy have never had a simple mother-son bond. Their love is real, but it is tangled in years of disappointment, power struggles, resentment, and painful misunderstandings. Billy has always wanted Jill's approval, even when he pretends he does not care. Jill has always wanted Billy to grow up, take responsibility, and stop destroying himself, even when her methods make him feel controlled rather than loved. Their conflict over Chancellor Industries still hangs over them like an open wound. Billy has never fully forgiven Jill for selling Chancellor to Victor Newman, and for Billy, that decision was not simply about business. It felt like a betrayal of family legacy and a betrayal of him personally. Jill may see things differently. She may believe she made a difficult but necessary decision. She may argue that Billy has romanticized Chancellor in a way that ignores the realities of business. She may tell him that she was trying to protect what she could, not destroy what he loved. But Billy's pain is not only about the company. It is about feeling dismissed, underestimated, and excluded from decisions that shaped his future. He has spent so much of his life trying to prove he is more than the reckless screw-up people expect him to be. When Jill sold Chancellor, it may have confirmed his worst fear, that even his own mother did not truly trust him. So when Thurdays spoilers suggest Jill makes one final effort, it may require more than an apology. Jill may have to admit that she hurt him. She may have to stop defending every choice and finally acknowledge that Billy's anger did not come from nowhere. This conversation could become one of Jill and Billy's most honest moments in a long time. Jill may approach him with urgency, knowing she cannot leave things unresolved. She may tell him that she is tired of fighting, tired of watching their relationship collapse into the same argument every time they are in the same room. Billy may initially resist, convinced that Jill's last chance speech is just another attempt to control the narrative before she leaves town. He may accuse her of wanting forgiveness without accountability. Jill may push back, reminding him that he has made plenty of mistakes too, and that he often uses old wounds as an excuse to sabotage the present. Their argument may rise quickly, because neither of them knows how to speak gently when they are hurt, but beneath the harsh words, there may be a real longing for reconciliation. Billy does not want to hate his mother. Jill does not want to leave Genoa City with her son still looking at her like an enemy. The question is whether they can reach the vulnerable truth underneath the anger before pride ruins the moment. Jack's condition may also influence Billy's reaction to Jill. With Jack in the hospital and the Abbott family under attack, Billy may be emotionally raw. He may feel abandoned, angry, and powerless, and Jill's timing could either help or hurt. If she comes to him with genuine compassion, she may finally reach him. But if Billy senses even a hint of manipulation, he may shut down completely. The tragedy of Billy and Jill is that they often love each other most fiercely when they are hurting each other most deeply. Jill may say something that finally breaks through, perhaps admitting that she is scared of losing him the way the Abbotts are scared of losing Jack. She may tell Billy that the fighting has gone on too long, and that she does not want their last meaningful conversation to be another argument about Victor, Chancellor, or old mistakes. Billy, for all his anger, may soften at that. He may not forgive everything, but he may allow a small opening, and in soap opera terms, even a small opening can matter. It may not fix years of damage, but it could prevent the relationship from breaking completely. However, there is also a possibility that Jill's final effort fails. Billy may simply be too wounded, too stubborn, or too distracted by Jack's crisis to meet her halfway. He may tell Jill that she always appears when she wants something, always leaves when things get hard, and always expects him to understand her choices after the damage is done. Jill may leave hurt and frustrated, convinced that Billy is punishing her forever. That would be painfully realistic for their relationship. Not every final chance results in healing. Sometimes the most dramatic outcome is a missed opportunity, especially when both people love each other but cannot stop defending themselves long enough to listen. If Jill leaves Genoa City with things unresolved, Billy may later regret it, particularly if Jack's situation worsens or if some new family crisis reminds him how quickly time can run out. That regret could set up future emotional fallout, especially if Jill's departure is not as simple as it seems. Meanwhile, Lily Winters receives a surprise from Kane Ashby that could change the emotional temperature of their relationship. Kane's unexpected gesture appears to involve Holden Novak, Lily's newly discovered half-brother, and a possible job at Chancellor. On the surface, this might look like a practical offer. Holden needs a place to land, Lily wants to build a bond with him, and Chancellor could provide an opportunity that keeps him close to the family. But with Kane, nothing is ever only practical, especially when Lily is involved. Kane knows exactly what matters to Lily. He knows she values family, loyalty, second chances, and meaningful gestures that show someone has been paying attention. By offering Holden a position at Chancellor, Kane may be doing more than helping Holden. He may be trying to prove to Lily that he understands what she needs emotionally. He may be showing her that he respects her desire to connect with her brother and that he is willing to support her family, not just pursue her romantically. For Lily, this could be deeply moving. She has been trying to adjust to the reality of having Holden in her life, and that kind of discovery can bring joy, confusion, pressure, and fear all at once. A newly found sibling is not just a person, he is a door into a part of her identity she did not fully know. Lily may want to help him, but she may also worry about moving too fast, overwhelming him, or making promises she cannot keep. Kane's offer could relieve some of that pressure. By giving Holden a chance at Chancellor, Kane creates a bridge between Holden and Lily's world. It allows Holden to become part of something connected to family history and future possibility. Lily may see it as a generous, thoughtful gesture, especially if Holden has been uncertain about where he belongs. The fact that the job is connected to the family company only adds emotional weight. It is not just employment, it is inclusion. But viewers know Kane well enough to ask whether his motives are completely pure. Kane may genuinely want to help Holden, but he also likely understands that this move will affect Lily. He may be continuing to flirt with her, not only through words but through strategic kindness. Instead of pushing Lily directly, he may be trying to make himself useful, supportive, and emotionally available. That can be far more persuasive than a romantic speech. If Lily sees Kane helping her brother, she may begin to soften. She may remember the man she once loved, the family they once built, and the emotional connection that never fully disappeared. Kane may be betting on that. He may know that the path back to Lily's heart does not begin with seduction, it begins with trust. Offering Holden a job may be his way of saying, "I am not just asking for another chance. I am showing you I can be part of your life in a way that matters." This gesture could also create complications. Holden may not want to feel like a charity case or a pawn in Kane's romantic strategy. If he senses that Kane is using him to get closer to Lily, he may resent the offer. Lily, too, may eventually question whether Kane's generosity has strings attached. She may be thrilled at first, but later wonder whether she has been manipulated emotionally. That is the delicate tension in this storyline. Kane's move can be both sincere and strategic. He can genuinely want to help Holden and still hope it brings Lily closer to him. In Genoa City, motives are rarely clean. The drama often comes from that gray area where love, ambition, guilt, and desire blend together. Lily's surprise may therefore be only the beginning. Once Holden enters the Chancellor environment, new relationships, conflicts, and loyalties could emerge. He may bond with Lily more quickly, or he may clash with people who question his place there. He may admire Kane, or he may become suspicious of him. He may bring fresh energy into Chancellor, or his presence may reopen old wounds connected to family legacy and power. The possibility of Kane and Lily moving toward a romantic reunion adds another layer of intrigue. The spoilers suggest that if this reunion was already becoming likely, Kane's gesture involving Holden could accelerate everything. Lily may find herself emotionally disarmed by seeing Kane act with care towards someone she is trying to bring into her life. That kind of gesture can feel intimate because it says, "I see what matters to you." Kane may continue to flirt, but the flirtation may now carry more emotional credibility. He is not merely charming Lily, he is supporting her family. That could lead to warmer conversations, lingering looks, and the kind of vulnerability that often leads old lovers back into familiar territory. Yet Lily will likely be cautious. She has been hurt before. She knows Kane can be persuasive. She may not want to confuse gratitude with love or family support with romantic readiness. The tension will come from watching Lily try to protect her heart while Kane slowly finds ways around her defenses. Thursday's episode appears to be built around the theme of desperate choices. Kyle may act desperately to save Jack because the danger has become too immediate to ignore. Patty may act desperately to keep Jack silent because her entire scheme depends on his unconsciousness. Jill may make a desperate final attempt to reach Billy before she leaves town. Kane may make a carefully timed gesture that could either be generous or desperate in its own way, because he knows Lily's heart may not remain open forever. Even Lily's reaction may come from a quiet emotional desperation, the desire to build a bond with Holden before life in Genoa City complicates everything. These characters are all standing at turning points, and the choices they make now could shape the next phase of their stories. The Abbott crisis remains the most dangerous because lives are at stake. If Carl stops Patty, the entire storyline could shift from mystery to exposure. Diane may finally have a path toward clearing her name. Jack may survive long enough to reveal the truth. Patty may be forced into a corner where her lies begin unraveling. But if Kyle is too late, the consequences could be devastating. Jack could suffer another medical crisis, Diane could remain the prime suspect, and Patty could disappear before anyone understands what she has done. Billy's arrival at the hospital could either save the day or intensify the chaos. If he sees Patty, he may become a witness. If he misses her by seconds, he may be left with only more questions and more rage. The show could easily end the episode on a cliffhanger, Carl bursting into Jack's room, Patty holding the syringe, Jack's monitor changing, and everyone realizing that the truth is closer than ever but still not safe. Jill and Billy's confrontation could provide the emotional counterpoint to that life-or-death suspense. While Kyle fights to protect his father, Billy may be fighting a different battle, whether to let his mother back into his heart. The pain between Billy and Jill may not be as immediately dangerous as Patty's syringe, but it is still capable of doing lasting damage. If Jill's final attempt succeeds, Billy may gain one small source of stability at a time when the Abbott family desperately needs it. If it fails, Billy may become even more isolated, and isolation has never been good for him. Billy tends to spiral when he feels betrayed and alone. Jack's crisis, Diane's legal trouble, and unresolved anger toward Jill could combine into a combustible emotional state. Jill may recognize that, which may be why she is trying one more time. She may not only want forgiveness, she may be trying to keep Billy from falling apart. Lily's storyline, meanwhile, offers a softer but still complicated form of drama. Kane's offer to Holden may look like a bright spot in an otherwise tense episode, but in Genoa City, even good news can carry hidden consequences. Lily may be happy, touched, and surprised, but she may also sense that Kane is moving carefully, trying to rebuild a place in her life through actions rather than promises. The question is whether that will feel romantic or manipulative. If Holden accepts the job, Lily and Kane may find themselves spending more time together, discussing his future, guiding him, and navigating what it means to bring him into Chancellor. That closeness could quickly revive old chemistry. It may not take much for memories to return, especially if Kane keeps showing up as someone Lily can rely on. The real danger for Lily is not that Kane will make one grand move. It is that he will make many small moves that slowly make him feel familiar, safe, and necessary again. By the end of Thursday's episode, several major questions may remain hanging over Genoa City. Will Carl reach Jack before Patty can inject him with the known substance? Will Patty finally be exposed, or will she escape again by hiding behind confusion and planted evidence? Will Billy arrive at the hospital in time to help, or will he be pulled into another emotional war with Jill before he can protect his family? Will Jill's last attempt to reconcile with Billy bring healing, or will it only remind them how far apart they have become? Will Lily see Kane's offer to Holden as a sincere act of support, or will she eventually realize that Kane is also using the gesture to pull her closer? And if Holden accepts a job at Chancellor, will he become the bridge that reunites Lily and Kane, or the complication that exposes Kane's true motives? The Young and the Restless seems ready to deliver an episode filled with tension, emotional reversals, and dangerous decisions. Kyle Abbott may finally stop waiting for others to protect his family and step into a more forceful role. Patty Williams may prove that her obsession with Jack is more deadly than anyone imagined. Jill Abbott may discover whether a mother's love is enough to overcome years of resentment. Billy Abbott may have to decide whether he wants to keep punishing Jill or finally admit how much he still needs her. Lily Winters may be touched by Kane Ashby's unexpected generosity toward Holden Novak, but that gesture could open the door to a reunion that is as risky as it is tempting. In Genoa City, every act of loyalty comes with a price, every romantic gesture carries a question, and every family secret has the power to change lives. Thursday's episode may begin with a desperate move, but it could end with the entire town realizing that the real battle has only just begun.